This training is brought to you by the Defib Warehouse, Australia's experts at building the confidence to save a life. It's designed for people with little or no medical or first aid knowledge. Everyday people like you. The training takes a little over 10 minutes, so whether you're watching on your phone, tablet or computer, be sure to watch right till the end, as it might be the difference between someone you care about living or dying. I'm Ben, and this issue is really personal for me because one sunny Thursday morning in November, I received a phone call that nobody wants to receive. It was Manly Hospital telling me that my dad had had a serious heart attack. I asked them whether he'd made it. They said, "They're still working on him, you should get here straight away." I knew in my heart then and there that Dad hadn't made it. My dad's death wasn't uncommon. Around 30,000 Australians every year suffer sudden cardiac arrest, and at present, around 90% of them die. But it doesn't have to be that way. In some respects, my dad was lucky. He had people on the scene immediately, who called an ambulance straight away, and he received early CPR. What my dad didn't have was a defib nearby. We have an excellent ambulance service, but do you know how long it takes them to arrive? On average, it's between 8 and 10 minutes. Someone in cardiac arrest needs CPR and defibrillation within 3 minutes to have a 70% chance of surviving. By 8 minutes, that chance of survival has dropped to 10%. With the ambulance service simply not able to make it there fast enough, an important part of bridging the gap for patients is publicly available defibrillators. Thankfully, organisations like yours are realising this and investing in these. With more available, what we now need is people who are confident using them to save a life. The training covers 3 topics. The first are the 3 beliefs that people have that simply aren't true and are stopping us from saving a life. The second teaches you how to recognise that someone might be in sudden cardiac arrest and what you need to do to help them. And finally, we show you how, with a defib by your side, the only thing stopping you from saving a life is the belief that you can do it. We've all believed something in life that's later turned out not to be true, and mostly these beliefs are harmless. But when it comes to assisting with sudden cardiac arrest, there are 3 things that people believe that are simply not true and are dangerous because they're costing people their lives. The first belief that simply isn't true is that you need to be a trained professional to use a defib. You don't. The defib that you have access to is designed specifically to be used by untrained or minimally trained members of the public. In fact, the Australian Resuscitation Council endorses and recommends use of defibs by untrained bystanders. The second belief that simply isn't true is that you might hurt someone using a defib. The defib that you have will analyse the patient's heart rhythm, and it will not administer a therapeutic shock unless it can help that patient. The third and final belief, which isn't true, is that you might be sued for trying to provide well-meaning first aid. Good Samaritan legislation or case law exists in every state in Australia, and there is no record of anyone successfully being sued for trying to administer first aid. So hopefully now you believe that you can use a defib, but you might still be confused as to when you should use one. The next section of our training looks at the 2 ways you can tell someone might need you to get that defib, and the 3 things you need to do to help save their life. Regardless of what's caused them to go into cardiac arrest, the 2 telltale signs that someone has experienced a sudden cardiac arrest is that they're not conscious and they're not breathing. Some simple ways to check whether this might be the case is if you grab them, shake them and yell their name and they don't respond, you don't see their chest moving up and down with breath, or you don't feel a pulse. They're likely unconscious and not breathing. If someone is in cardiac arrest, that situation is deadly serious. Without your help, they will die. They need you to do 3 things straight away. The first one is call 000. The second thing they need you to do is go and get your defib. Then they need you to commence CPR. If there's more than one of you, get one person to commence CPR straight away and the other to go and get the defib while calling 000. Some of you might be concerned thinking, but hold on, I haven't been trained how to use the defib or how to provide CPR. The great news is that your defib will tell you exactly how to do both of those things. And for someone in cardiac arrest, they need that to happen immediately. So for them, any CPR is better than no CPR. You probably know by now that you can use a defib and when to use one, but do you really believe that you could use one? The final section of our training is focused on evolving your beliefs to ensure you are heart restart confident. We're all expected to learn so many new things these days, but studies show we've typically forgotten 90% of what we've learned within a week of learning it. So why bother teaching you how to use a defib when the chances are you won't have to use it for years to come? Well, while you might forget what you've learned, you won't forget what you believe. And the focus of this training is helping you believe that you can use a defib to save a life. In life, we've all benefited from the help of a coach to help us get through a tough situation. We want you to look at your defib as a coach that's going to help you get through that life-threatening emergency. Now's a chance for you to watch your defib in action.
Adult mode. Remove all clothing from patient's chest. Pull red handle to reveal pads. Look at pictures on pads. Apply pads to bare skin exactly as shown in the pictures. Press pads firmly. Apply pads to bare skin exactly as shown in the pictures. Press pads. Do not touch patient. Analyzing heart rhythm. Preparing to shock. Everyone clear. Do not touch patient. Delivering shock. Shock delivered. Provide chest compressions to the beat. The heel of one hand should be in center of chest. The other hand should be on top of first hand. Push down hard at least 5 centimeters. Lean over the patient. Keep elbows straight. Use body weight to push. Push down hard at least 5 centimeters. Adult mode. Remove all clothing from child mode. Remove all clothing from patient's chest. Pull red handle to reveal pads. Look at pictures on pads. Apply pads to bare skin exactly as shown in the pictures. Press pads firmly. Apply pads to bare skin exactly as shown in the picture. Press pads firmly. Do not touch patient. Analyzing heart rhythm.
Hopefully you saw that was straightforward and believe that you could do that if required. To help reinforce that belief, we're going to ask you to do something that might seem a bit silly at first, but I guarantee you will work and help evolving your belief. Think of someone who's really important to you, someone whose life really matters to you, maybe a friend, a colleague, or a family member. Now, every time you walk past your defib, I want you to picture something in your mind really vividly, and that is you taking that defib off the wall and saving the life of that person who means a lot. Do this every time you walk past your defib to remind yourself that you can and should use it in an emergency. So remember, beliefs are powerful, but not always true. Here are 3 things that are true. 1. Anyone, trained or untrained, can use a defib. You can use a defib. 2. The defib won't hurt someone. And 3. You won't be sued for providing first aid. Signs of sudden cardiac arrest are someone being unconscious and not breathing. When you notice those signs, there are 3 things you need to do. You need to call 000, you need to get your defib, and you need to start CPR. And finally, even if you forget exactly how to use your defib, remember that you can get it and follow the simple instructions to save a life.